Okay, man, here's my attempt to finish the problem that I was unable to finish at the end of class. This is number 21 from amongst the homework problems in section 4.8. So remember, we have two runners in a 100-meter dash. They finish in a tie, and we're asked to show that they had the same velocity at least once during the race. So I'm drawn here a portion of a position versus time curve here, and the position of each runner will indicate their position relative to the starting line. And so we know that both runners will start here at the origin, since they both start at the starting line. So I'm going to indicate a dot there. And they meet again 100 meters later. And I'm just going to call it 10 seconds later also. Remember, that could have been any time, 5 seconds, 100 seconds. I could have just called it generically T sub 1. It really doesn't matter. But they start at point A here. I'll call it A. They end at point B up there. Now let me draw a position versus time curve for runner 1. I don't know exactly what it looks like, and it doesn't matter, but let me just say that this curve here in blue, I'm going to call it S sub 1 of T. That's the position curve for runner number 1. And then for runner number 2, I'll draw a red curve here and just refer to that as S sub 2, the position curve for runner number 2. Now, again, we don't know what these position curves look like, but what we do know with certainty is that, just like with our discussion for this policeman giving you a ticket problem, we drew a position curve for the car driving on the highway. The position curves for these two runners here must be both continuous and differentiable. Therefore, we can apply the mean value theorem to this problem if we need to. Okay, so the key to solving this problem is I'm going to create a new function, d of t. I'm going to call it the distance function, and it's going to represent the distance between the runners as they race. And so this distance function, d of t, is going to equal S sub 1 of t, the position of the first runner, minus S sub 2 of t, the position of the second runner. And so the differences in position will represent the distance between the runners. Now, if I define d of t this way, you notice it's a difference in the positions. And so if I take the derivative, d prime of t, the derivative of a difference is just the difference of the derivatives. And so d prime of t is going to equal S sub 1 prime of t minus S sub 2 prime of t. And I'm going to come back to this in a little bit. Now, this distance function is a function of time, and I actually do know the distance between the runners at the beginning of the race, the d of 0. The d of 0 is going to equal 0. And I also know the distance between the runners at the end of the race, and I've called it 10 seconds. And so that distance, the d of 10, is going to be 0 because they're both the same. They're both 100 meters from the starting line, so the difference in their positions is going to equal 0. Now, again, since I'm calling this a 10-second race, I'm going to be confining this discussion onto the closed interval from 0 to 10, where this represents time. So look what we have here. We have a distance function which is differentiable on the open interval from 0 to 10. It's continuous on the closed interval from 0 to 10. And we know that the function values at the endpoints of the interval are both equal to 0. So this may remind you of Rolle's theorem, which we talked about in one of the PowerPoint slides, and there it is right here. Rolle's theorem is a special case of the mean value theorem, and as long as we have continuity and differentiability, and if we have the function values at the endpoints being equal to 0, then we know that there is at least one value of c on that interval for which the derivative of the function, the f prime of c, is going to equal 0. The slope of the tangent line will be 0. So we have all the conditions needed in this problem here to apply Rolle's theorem. And Rolle's theorem will guarantee, therefore, that there is some value of c on this interval from 0 to 10 at which the d prime of c is going to equal 0. Now, what is the d prime of c? The d prime of c is going to equal the S sub 1 prime of C minus the S sub 2 prime of C. And we know that there's one value of C that is guaranteed to yield the d prime of C equaling 0. Rolle's theorem guarantees that. Now, if the S sub 1 prime of C minus the S sub 2 prime of C is going to equal 0, then what we can conclude is that the S sub 1 prime of C must equal the S sub 2 prime of C. There's at least one value of C on the open interval from 0 to 10 at which the S sub 1 prime of C has to equal the S sub 2 prime of C. But these two functions, S sub 1 of C and S sub 2 of C, they're both position functions, and the derivative of the position function is the velocity function. So in other words, we could write the equation here, or this conclusion, as the V1 of C equaling the V2 of C. And Rolle's theorem guarantees that there's at least one value of C on the open interval from 0 to 10 for which the velocity of runner 1 has to equal the velocity of runner 2. And that's how we would apply Rolle's theorem to this example.